What's up, Union Arena players? This is Kyle D, better known as Universities, and today we have a market watch for you guys to all enjoy. So we're going to be looking at Demon Slayer cards, and guys, if you want to buy any cards on this market watch, use the affiliate link down below. It helps support the channel at no extra cost. So if you like TCG Player, go ahead and use it. But without further ado, let's get in the video and talk about it. So first off, we're starting with Nezuko. Nezuko is starting to climb up a little bit, guys. It went from being like a $9 card to all of a sudden 15, 17. So this was very commonplace, especially for the better of the decks. And eventually it'll slim down back to 8s, if not down to 4s. And then you kind of just snag them when they arrive there. But if you are really gung-ho and wanting to play in a lot of events, you're going to have to shell out some money. So Nezuko is kind of just going up. Now, we do have Zenitsu. Zenitsu's down to $5, but showing a little bit of bump as people starting to tech in. I mean, we were at 8s more or less. So Zenitsu is another great card, I think, and I really do like Zenitsu being able to do double damage. And then, you know, if you have Inosuke on the board, you draw 2 cards and then trash a card. So being able to dig cards is very important. You know, having Tanjiro out giving the double damage is vital as well. It allows you to get that early aggression that this deck wants to do, but I think it falls a little bit flat when it has so much going in the works and you still have to find 2 raid targets in a deck that doesn't draw as much. So it does lead to being a little bit of a struggle. Now, you do have Muzan. Muzan's going up a little bit too. This is a card that you kind of just pick up now and just hold. I know he's like $10 right now, but it's a card that you hold until Volume 2 comes out, and then you build the deck, and it's just nutty strong, but you also might just want to just flip your extra Muzans at that point. This is just a long-term hold that leads into just being something better. Now, we do have Inosuke. Inosuke is another great card. It's holding in the 8s to 9s. They're not going too low right now. Light plays are always gambles I would never take, but being able to have an impact threat like Inosuke and being able to get another attack in, just being able to give that early turn rush as long as you have a Zenitsu on board, leads into some good stuff. Now, we do have another card when it wants to load. You know, we do have Kurapika. Looking at Kurapika now, it's just a $10 card. A lot of these super rares are starting to come down, especially aces for decks, just down to their what they should be kind of price. You know, $10 for a Kurapika is not bad, and I think Kurapika's pretty solid even now, but it's starting to phase out and show its wear because, again, even like Japan, eventually it got pushed out of the format as new and more exciting, powerful decks came into the fray. So now we do have a Uzu Tengen here. Just being able to have double attack on a 4K is really powerful. Being able to, if you can raid on the right turn, the Tengen can just lead to being very problematic for a lot of players to deal with. And I think Tengen is just one of those good cards. I mean, being at the price he's at is not bad, right? Now, total concentrated breathing. This is the first kind of AP extension that we've gotten where it is a alt. And it's kind of cool to see this. I like them having these, and hopefully we see more like this in the future because release stamps are cute, but I would prefer an alt like this more consistently than not. Because again, it's pretty cool. But the fact that it's on buyout is really showing people are really excited for this card. And again, has 2 really strong yellow decks, and players have been waiting for strong yellow decks for a long time, to be honest with you, since yellow bleach introduced. So again, I mean, at the end of the day, we have great cards. And again, if you have this, it's probably a good time to flip this if people are willing to pay closer to like 25s. Now, we do have the Giran Mark II Super Rare Plus. We're at 22s to 24s. And again, this card is just really good. We're going to always see that Purple Code's going to be a good deck in the format, and there's nothing wrong with that. Now, we do have not only super rare 2 stars at 78s to $80, which is not bad actually. I expect this to come down more and more if you can snag these closer to 69s and stuff like that, but it seemed like there was a good wave of buy-ins for this card, and it's not bad, right? I think having good, expensive, high chase cards does add up eventually, right? Now, taking a look, we have Mitsuru. Mitsuru is under a $2 mark. I think the Hashira deck is actually pretty good, and I think if it's a little bit slept on, but at this point, really good card to probably have and play the Hashira deck. I think, again, 2 really good yellow decks in the format is really awesome. I know they are Demon Slayer, and it's not like I don't know if they'll last long enough because One Punch Man is coming in with its own yellow deck, and it can lead to being very scary to deal with. Now, we do have Daikai. Daikai is under $1 as well, like under $2, with the shipping being weird as well. But you know what? It's pretty solid to see where things are going, right? I think we have potential at the end of the day to see Daikai's deck very much be competitively viable as well. You do have Muzan being able to be competitively viable. I think at local levels, Daikai Muzan sees more value. Higher level events, I don't expect them to last long. Now we do have Ichigo Rare 1-star. We're at $18.50. Pretty good. I would just wait it out a little bit. If you can grab these for 15s, go for it. Now let's take a look here. We have Yuji Itadori winners are at 50s. I remember this thing trying to be the next like big expensive, but you know, coming down to 50s is not bad. I think it's a really good buy-in if you guys want a second to closest max rarity. Winner cards are really cool to have, and it just shows how well you've done if you actually earn them. Now, we do have the Lelouch Lamperouche winners. They're at $9-10. Again, I expect, especially if they're meta contender cards, release winners are just going to have some great value. Now, Power Absolute Obedience rare removal spell is at $16.17. A lot more people open code because, again, they were trying to build Lancelot and the purple code deck, so I expect there's going to be a lot more product available, and it's going to keep the market fine. Not only are at $1.50, this is a card you kind of just pick up long term and just hold, right? That's kind of what my mentality is. Now, Suzaku, this one's another card of long-term hold, just in case Volume 2 gives us the other Nonali. Even if it's at 1, it'll be some great value, right? So, $1.50 is nothing to scoff at. Now, we do have action points, the starter deck stuff. I wouldn't pay $50, but, you know, eventually these should come down eventually, but you know, somebody picked them up at 15s a pop. You guys definitely won that round, but 43s is a little expensive for me, to be honest with you. Now we do have the Jujutsu Kaisen starters. They're at 25s on buyout as well. Again, if you can get these for cheaper, like the 12s and stuff like that, more power to you, right? I think there's a lot of potential on what you guys can get for action points, and again, just some decent value across the board. Now, action point for Bleach, this one's down to $5, which again, if you guys have been waiting to pick these up, this is a great time to snag them. Action points are very dirt cheap in this game. Ichigo New York Comic Cons are down to 20, 25s. Just wait this out before you start picking them up. I think you can wait until probably mid-February. I mean, not mid-February, mid-March, closer to April's end before we start seeing some hype behind this. Because again, once the new Ichigo stuff comes out, it's going to be very much a problem. Now, taking a look here, though, the Kento Namami Judge packs are down to $2.50. I mean, it's good to see them come down, right? Now you have a Colin release event card up to $6 on buyout. Basically, there's not many listings. Again, Purple Code is one of the better decks of the format, and a lot of players need these cards. Now, let's take a look here. We do have the Inu. Inu is completely disappeared off the market. No surprise there, but you know, this thing has been selling in the $5 range. You might have to just list them if you guys have them, or just hold on to them. It's a good card for the deck, and it's always going to be good. Now, let's take a look here. We have the Action Point, the Gojo Kento, Namami. They're under 30 cents, but really what we're looking for is the foil. Let's see where foils are sitting at. They're sitting at $2 to $3. Okay, I can get back behind this. I really like the Kento Namami Action Point because, again, I like Kento Namami's deck. It's just very powerful. Now we have Tanjiro from Release Booster Participation. We're at 50 cents. If you guys have this, just list them, get them off the market. I mean, a lot of players are going to have these. And again, maybe one day these cards will be worth some more value, but 50 cents is just what you're going to be dealing with. Now, the Muzan Blood release event, this thing's pretty cheap as well. This is one of those cards I think you actually pick up like now. Under $2 is not bad to snag. Now, you do have the Renji Abarai Judge Pack at 75 cents. I expect this to tank further and further, to be honest with you. Now, we do have Zero from Code Geass as well, a release event. Just $2 to $3 to going up to 6 to 7s. No surprise there, but eventually these release cards disappear and get held on to for long terms. Now we do have Kenpachi Zaraki's release events. We're at $2, $3, just something to just keep on your eyes and radar for, especially because the Kenpachi deck is going to be really good. Charles, just look at Charles is funny. It's 4 cents, 10 cents. Wow, a super rare this dirt cheap is really bad for your game. And then you have Self-Embody of Perfection. It's at $2.65. I think the purple Jujutsu Kaisen deck, the Mahito deck, is really strong. And with Self-Embody of Perfection, you just get those multi-attack turns that just make your opponent have a bad day. But all in all, guys, if there's any cards you are planning on picking up for, you know, from TCG Player, use my affiliate link down below. It helps support the channel, no extra cost. And guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace.